King citizens, Justiguy has arrived, and there's no music right now. I literally just opened the game. There's a little, hold on, there's a little, let's just move that a bit up. Come on. Move that a bit. That's better. Anyway, this is Bad End Theater. This is going to be a delightful game, but first, we must, I am wearing a new Halloween costume. I will be wearing it for the rest of the week, unless I decide it looks terrible, which it may. You can all be the judge. So before we get into the game, I may already think it's terrible, but we'll see. Anyway, ready or not, here I come. Eh? All right. Anyway, let's play. I'm really excited to play this. So I am going to get back to the game, which is right here. English. Okay. Here we go. Nom Nom Nami presents content warning: blood, gore, violence, strong language. Your only options are to run, hide, or die. Wait, that's gay. This game. Settings, music, enter. What kind of settings do we hit? Should I be, okay, no. Settings look fine. Alright, citizens, are you all set? Y'all ready for a good spooky story, scary game of the Bad End Theater? Enter the Bad End Theater. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with oh, I can use my controller for this. That's rad. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. You are the human doll, the demon doll. I am the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Let's play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You are the human doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Play nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. Or, as you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Oh, yes. Now try turning that doll's behaviors on and off and to see different outcomes. Ah, okay. You are the doll's behavior. Okay, so I am the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? I will play nice. You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. End tutorial. Alright, let me try that again. Let's see here. The demon doll is wicked, and I'm the human doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Let's play nice. You try to make friends with the demon doll, but it kills you. End tutorial. You set the stage. Alright, wait. Okay, so I am the human doll. Friendly little guy minding my business. How you interact with the doll? Play nice. Okay, so my personality does not matter. It's only the demon dolls. Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Alright, it's not hostile. Now what happens if defy. Attack it! I kill it blood ruthless. Alright, I'm done. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. The game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. You are the Overlord, an underling, a maiden, the hero. I mean, I gotta go with the hero, right? You are the hero! You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventure, fighting evil and monsters and whatnot. You were told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. Hell yeah! You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. I will flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy! The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon lord and all, but you can't really prove that she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Useless hero end! This is fun, I like this. Reset the stage. Oh, interesting. Prefers not to solve things through violence. Slaughters all the demons. Oh, interesting. That's how this works. Okay, I like, okay. Alright, well, we're playing, we're still gonna play as the hero a bit. You're the hero. Your life is blah blah blah. No. How do I, this wasn't what I wanted to do. How do I go back? What button is that? Ah. No. There we go. Flee like a coward. Alright, I guess cut through the demon army. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons. Anyway, the world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing, murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief. But your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. The great evil has been banished from this world. But what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end! Well. Wait, what did I do? Okay, so we've got 2 of 41. Okay, interesting. Is my mic on? Okay, good. This is cute. This is really cute. This is exactly what I was hoping for. All right, let me just make sure the audio looks okay. Yes, looking good. Alright, I think, well, considering how I'm looking, I think it might be best to give the underling a try.
You are a... Well, you are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing around in one place, staring into nothing. For the way out of town, down the drains, you say? You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture, that is, for returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked out of her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. Yes, indeed. Let's just go down the drain. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably that there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat. What are your evidence worth? Yes, down the drain. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere, it excites you. You spend some time rolling about in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path, to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come and save her. You consider your options. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like your friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, but which has always confused you, but because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language indeed? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says that everything is cool so long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look at you say that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you, and you decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Save yourself! You look around to the lifeless forms of those you've known for as far back as you can remember. You feel glad not to be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle until you remember your role not as an underling but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life far away from any humans or demons. Or you'll live peacefully alone in some deep dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling end. Reset the stage. Well, obviously, we need to underling it up. Alright, let's not. Gotta quit yelling. Avenge your fallen comrades! Who did this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. That is my nakama, you say? You like that guard you wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there is no pain. Only retribution. The more of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army is won. You have earned your rest. Victorious underling end. Whew. Alright. Well then what if diplomatic? Oh, you could say both at once? Oh, okay. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, let's just make him diplomatic then. You are a demon underling and blah 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 blah. Let's not. Tell her to quit yelling. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends woke you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what the deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in their place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "It sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to the cause. How do I get out of here? Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you! Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our current castle. You understand, right? The claws tighten around your neck. Don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Faithful underling end. Okay, how do I load? Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking. Clarify, you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Haha, it's true. Haha, so true. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance? There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easily. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Check it out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up, and ask them again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this.
You feel like crying.
Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly underling end.
Let us load, yes.
Time to die, Overlord. You figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws at her throat. So you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the very beginning. You are now the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you had betrayed your Overlord.
Lord Underling and B. Interesting. B? B, what? Let me just take a drink here. Okay. Alright, so that's if the hero is diplomatic only, but what? Oh, there's a third option. Okay, now what if he's dutiful and diplomatic? Let's not. Hello, quit yelling. Really? He still kills us? Aw. Hero, that's not cool. That's not. Save yourself! Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that, damn it. Okay. Eats the maiden immediately. Doesn't go through with the assassination plot. Slaughters all the demons. Prefers not to solve things through violence.
You are a demon underling. Blah 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 blah.
It's not. Oh, quit yelling. Okay, that's da da da. Oh wait, no, I need to do that one. Okay. I want to do this from the hero now. Right. You were the hero. Flee like a coward. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. Oh, I'm the hero again. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about the demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. That seems like a bad idea. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for an explanation. You politely inform them it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking about what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts.
He implores you to meet the overlord immediately and say to keep an eye on the maiden until you return.
You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You weren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running! Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already. But that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma, no. You realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden ahead, but she's stopped in her tracks. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You've only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now. You think of turning back. The maiden might need your help. But you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero and A. Interesting. The plot is thickening. Now, what if he's nothing? Play like a coward. Leave her story. Okay, so that doesn't change anything. And what if he's disloyal and a coward? Play like a coward. Can't be da-da. Okay, I think that's... But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. The maiden. She was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you doing killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Unlucky heroine. That doesn't seem right. Like... What? Huh. Okay, what if he's hungry? But a coward. He's like a coward. Ask if they'll let you in. Oh! Okay, so that's how that one happened. Okay, so he's not hungry, but he's a coward. Oh, wait, no, then I run into the maiden. She can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden that you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She is bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator, hero, and A. Okay. Trusting. Diplomatic. Alright, now let's try this. Let's not. Tell her to quit yelling. She's actually... Oh, I thought this way might not. All of them? Let's not. Tell her to quit yelling. Save yourself. Okay. No. Alright, believes the maiden. Tell her to quit yelling. Alright. Let's overthrow her.
No! You're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them that you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free, as you make your way along the path. The human counter-human maiden, she seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Oh.
Okay. Gobble her up.
Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, it's only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them? You haven't even done anything yet. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer underling end.
Indeed. Which one is load?
Change your mind and leave! You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Save yourself? You also feel guilty. The kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll live with a deserter underling it.
I can just go back.
Avenge your fallen comrades.
Okay, so interesting. Those don't really change that much. No. Alright, let's go. Yes. Can I go back from here? Yes, I can.
Tell her to quit yelling. She's not going to hurt her. Yes.
Oh. Reset the stage. Alright, have I done everything I can do with just these two? I think I must have.
Let's go with the maiden. Yes.
You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You were told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon Overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in the church. You pray to your God, asking why you have been born into the role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just hurry up and get captured already. You'll leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. Aw, they made friends. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The Underlord is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out, she had never had any plans to capture maidens or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to become a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. It makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude! You just got here. Refuse to leave. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. Also, better save. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. I've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were trying to capture you now, you'd think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. Aww. Oh no! Oh no! I didn't turn him off! But then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's Clear now you had been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow managed to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You'd never look back. No! 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 You must go back! Introduce yourself. Refuse to leave! Or, as you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize that he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. That's very right. That is exactly what happened. You apologized for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. He'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord all right? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken it off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You could hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself, but the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. No! No! Diplomatic. Specifically, doesn't go through with the assassination plot. Maybe be the maiden here. Introduce yourself. Refuse to leave. Oh no! Oh no! Alright, you are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village. Da-da-da-da. Shout for a hero to come save you! You yell, but hero does not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. Oh, so that's what she's doing in the default. Okay. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. Tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord! I'll save here, I think. Not that one. These controls are confusing. Let's obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing, but don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain everything that happened. He is very surprised to learn that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seemed confused and looked to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd begins to break into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You're not sure anymore. The old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be that Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. What? Grab the hero and run! Hold on. Alright, hold on. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving this hero behind. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle's too hot to touch. Pound your fist helplessly. What are you thinking? Hero, you start to cough smoke, can't hardly breathe. Fire, death, no, roll, things exactly punishment deserve, run, soul, not again! Okay. Where's load screen? Load screen. Grab the hero and run! You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be on fire. Is the Overlord all right? You have to make sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You bound your fists. What were you thinking? And the hero can pull his time. You start to cough, but you only breathe. Wait, the hero should be with you. What happened? No! Okay. Underling. It's not. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask.
Oh, she greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Hear her out. You're in a good mood today and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found the maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and said everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and her friends were considered throwing her. She gives you a look, then you say that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you, and you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is.
They say they're planning a whole revolution, and they're going to get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. You want to hear if you're in or out. Being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. We just skip it instead. Your friends question the loyalty to their cause." It's actually not so bad, you guys. Damn it. Load. Where's load? Alright. Let's kill the overlord. Joking, clarify. Yes, assassination, yes. Oh, you and your friends turned to... Hold on, we have to go back. That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we skip it instead? Yes, let's kill the overlord. You tell them you were just joking. Clarify, you're totally into it. They say you were always terrible with jokes, whether or not you actually feel like killing the overlord. You know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. If this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you were worried about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan that could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance! They'd probably be casualties if you fought her head-on and wanted to show with deaths. Make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun. It'd probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. When your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle! Are they heading into the overlord's room? Oh, fuck! The overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans! Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Their friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea and that they were just going along with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they tell the overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led the conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all at your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear the traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the overlord and the two humans, and then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the overlord doesn't hear her pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she makes it quick. Raider underling and... Ooh, well, we finally got them all in the same room. That's neat. How do I... This one? Ooh, we almost got all of underlings' ends, and like none of maidens. This is weird. A lot of bannons. Not for her. I think I will do, here's what I want to do, because this feels like it's a short game, and I don't want to, like, do the whole thing on a stream. That seems like one stream, that seems like a thing to do, so I'm gonna go for 5 more minutes on this and we'll change games. I may finish this on my own because I love this. I adore it. And I'm going to be singing its praises from here until the end of time. But I'm going to encourage all of you to go play this yourself. So let's just pop into Overlord for a second. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is to just dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to with the higher standards like that. One of your underlings walks into the room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. And saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Give them the day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. I thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. And if you want to know what happens from here, you gotta go get this game yourself. It is Bad End Theater. It came out today. Again, I adore it, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you on this adorable cliffhanger, citizens. We're gonna change games, but so for now, citizens, farewell.